Great evening, all. Today is Tuesday, January 7th. This segment will be about single ladies and the haves and the have-nots. But first, before we get into that, I would like to talk about the polar vortex. I looked it up a bit and found out that it originates in northern Canada. We are experiencing it because it has moved a little bit south. So now you have us here, a few states in the United States experiencing the frigid weather of the polar vortex, which usually our Canadian counterparts experience I don't want to say all the time, but more regularly than not. I braved that cold today. Stayed warm. I went out with the fox earlier, and then later on in the evening I came back out with my long trench. I was very, very warm. I didn't play that, and I hope you guys kept warm, and I hope you checked on your family, and make sure your pipes are okay. Cut the water off, because my uncle told me earlier that he had to shut the water for the pipe outside the house off. I didn't even think about that, and it makes sense, because if he would have left that that valve open, we would have probably had a busted pipe. So you guys make sure you close up those valves, okay? And for those of you who have had busted pipes, I hope you're able to get that fixed, and hope you don't have to really come out of your pocket with how can I say it, the exact price. Hopefully you get a discount, or you have some type of insurance, something like that going on. But let's make sure we brave this cold properly. All right, let's move on to single ladies. I am loving Keisha and Malcolm's relationship this time around. They're very supportive of each other and very loving. Keisha doesn't seem as self-absorbed. She doesn't seem as if she has to put on this attitude to get things done. Malcolm is, still Malcolm, but you can pretty much see the more loving side of him, because he doesn't have a guard up. He doesn't have a defense up, having to wonder, or how can I say, having to learn how to put Keisha at ease. She's just at ease, and that's what I love. Very supportive of each other. I also love that Veronica was able to talk to Keisha and tell her how she felt about Keisha being self-absorbed and, wanting to come back to Atlanta and move the couch around and have things the way she wanted to be. And, Keisha, it's not all about you. It's about everyone. So I love that they had that discussion. I can't remember the one that got married, but the one that got married to the prince, oh my God. That dress was adorable. She looked adorable. Those girls, those women always have, they always look nice, always adorable, always dressed in tip-top shape. The new boss, I'm not quite sure I'm going to like her character, but it's just interesting just to see it. I don't really care for people who act like that. No. Sorry. But let's see what happens in other episodes further down the line. Now let's move on to the haves and the have-nots. Oh my goodness, that was fire today, wasn't it? Let's talk about Candace first. Candace, that character is the epitome of cardinal energy. And when I say cardinal energy, I mean the signs: Capricorn, Libra, Aries, or Cancers. But her character mainly reminds me of a Capricorn, because she's always cold and calculated, and she's always specific. One thing we can learn from Candace, though, or one thing I could say about her, is that she knows exactly who she is, and she's completely comfortable with who she is as a person, completely free. And what you can learn from her is how to embrace yourself, love who you are, be free with who you are, and fight for who you are. That's what her character teaches you, not to ever fall second in line to anyone. Always put yourself on the front line. Always consider yourself. That's what you can learn from Candace. Jeffrey pretty much read her character. Her character. So you guys know I'm not going to get into her for too long. I want to move on to the criers. The criers, see, that right there, that would... Yes, stuff like that happens when you keep secrets. And I'm sorry to say, I know she doesn't want to divorce her husband because of what she said in an episode in the previous season, whereas she doesn't want to let another young woman reap the benefits of her hard work. And what that is showing us is that she's actually staying in a marriage that no longer supports or serves her soul. They don't support or serve each other. I'm not saying this marriage can't work. Without outside help or an intervention, it's not going anywhere. And they continue to battle and belittle each other off of petty things. Meanwhile, there are big things like their children that are suffering, that are going on around them. And I always say, in life, either we put all our energy into petty warfare, or we remove ourselves from this petty warfare and we reserve our energy for all the big stuff that may happen in life. And in this family, you can clearly see that they put too much of their energy in petty warfare, and they have the slightest idea of how to resolve the big stuff that goes on. They don't even know how to prevent it from happening, because they don't know when it's happening. Also, how do you get to a point where you have another woman come in your house and conduct business in your house, and she doesn't leave? That's what happens also when you keep secrets. Yeah, I don't do secrets, especially if we're not going to grow from it, especially if you're still misbehaving, still disrespectful, still going to do what you're going to do, or do what you want to do. There makes no sense to keep secrets, because this is what happens. When your children don't know what's going on between mom and dad, you have a daughter that's friends with your, you might as well call her your enemy. And she's bringing this person in your house. And she has the slightest idea that her friend is having an affair with her father. Ladies, don't let this be you. Let that be a lesson to never let this be you. If you are in a relationship or situation that's no longer serving you, I urge you, I'm not going to say to get a divorce or get separate, but I urge you to get outside help. And if you guys can't pull together after getting outside help, it's best that you part ways before you have someone come in. What did she say? Did she come in here and make a chess move in my? Oh no. You're not coming in my house and making a chess move, because I don't play chess with my opponent. The game will be switched up and I will be playing poker. But there's no way you're coming in my house making a chess move in front of my children and my husband, and you don't leave when I tell you to leave. Oh no. But let's move on to the Harringtons. Veronica, I love her character. I have the utmost respect for her character. She's able to hold position, have her degrees, make that money, and coexist with her husband without emasculating him. They're able to disagree without degrading each other, calling each other names, and not speaking to each other. They're able to agree to disagree and come to an understanding when all the smoke clears. And that's what I love about that relationship. No relationship is perfect. There are going to be arguments and disagreements, but I love that they can do all of that in the heat of their frustration and still have a civilized conversation without the yelling and flinging things around. I love that. I'm a bit disappointed in how she handled the situation, and I understand why she handled it in that way. She was very emotional, very hurt, and she's literally thinking that God is punishing her for having that abortion. So it also shows that she's a good person, and she believes in God, and she really thinks by her having that abortion, that's the reason why she was unable to have children. They've had miscarriages, and the last child that she had before Jeffrey was stillborn. So she's really, really, thinking that she's paying for that one bad deed that she did. But sadly, she's unable to realize that Jeffrey's decision to be gay has absolutely nothing to do with God punishing her. It has absolutely nothing to do with her expectations of Jeffrey. Now you can understand